Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another run through of Mara, but I'm going to be testing with an alt in the group with me to test the XP gain. He's level 42, and we will see how much experience he gets. He's going to come back into the dungeon, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the portal and head on in. So as in the previous video, you need a Swiftness Zanza to do this pull. I run with Greater Busting of Wisdom up and Improved Devotion Aura. I have a mainly Holy spec here, goes down into Holy Guidance and Divine Illumination, along with some protection to increase Devotion Aura and Guardian's Favor. You will also need some Dynamite. I use Rough Dynamite for pulling additional packs, and then Dense Dynamite for the actual kill phase. The Swiftness Potion is for, you'll need at least one for a perfect run, but you could use potentially 2 or 3 per run if you run into some issues. Always make sure that you use consumables if you think you're going to die, because it's always a lot worse to die than to stay alive but using extra gold and consumes, especially if you plan on selling these runs, because you'll make the gold back no problem. I have a 609 spell power right now with the, I think Holy Guidance is the talent. What's it called? Holy Guidance, yeah. Um, so, rocking a lot of spell power. I've got End of Dreams, as well as Shield of Condemnation. You also want to make sure that your Daze immune. What this means is that the defense skill is going to be, I think someone calculated it to be 313 is what you need to be Daze immune from all these mobs. So that when you're running and the mobs are hitting you from behind, you won't get dazed and die, because when you've got 300 mobs chasing you, it's bad news. I run with Rejuve Gem because this gives me 22 additional spell damage and MP5, which is awesome. You could also switch it out for like a Ramstein's Lightning Bolts. You could switch it out for maybe a more defensive trinket like Force of Will. That's not Force of Will. Or Stylenes if you have that. You can also feel free to use Wizard Oil and Arcane Elixirs for the extra spell damage. But Holy Shock is also required for this pull. I use rank 1 Seal the Crusader because it does not deal damage to mobs and keeps them all roughly the same health. So that's great. You're going to want to pull this pack, so I'm going to go ahead and use a rank 1 Consecration. That's going to be kind of your bread and butter. Rank 1 Consecration, and then you can use Holy Shock and Judgment of the Crusader on other mobs. And then I like to kite, like such, to make sure that the mobs aren't hitting me. You can also use Hammer of Justice to pull the big mobs like this, or the big rock elementals. I do that because they deal a lot more damage, and it's just a third pull ability. I know mages have like Counterspell and Fire Blast and Arcane Explosion and Cone of Cold, all sorts of stuff. So paladins have to get creative. And then only use your ranged pull if you need to. So for that one, I just ended up hitting him with my mace. For this pack, I like to use a Holy Shock because it'll be up in time for the Dimitrodons in the next room. Looks like we have this group already here as well, so I'm going to go ahead and pull rank 1 Consecration. Holy Shock is going to be up right about now. Go ahead and pull that pack. And then you can pull these Dimitrodons with a Judgment. And then I like to use Consecration here. Get ready for another Judgment. And your Hammer of Justice should be up, so you go ahead and use it on the Rock Guardian. And then I use Consecration for that last group there. I want to Holy Shock myself here, just to give myself a little healing. The mobs will collapse later on, you'll see. You can pull with a Judgment there. And then make sure that you have Holy Shock ready for these Dimitrodons over here in the corner. Because you'll need to pull those. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them. Looks like I won't be getting that group, that's okay. It's probably missing 10 mobs or so. It's just unlucky. I will check back over here. Sometimes there's a group of them. So if you end up going back here to do this check, you will need a Swiftness Potion um, for gathering them all up. Looks like they're running away, so we're going to miss them. So right here, you're going to want to use your Blessing Protection, and then wait for the mobs to get close. When you got about 3 seconds left, you can pop a Swiftness Potion to get some distance on them, and then you will still be able to, you'll have the Swiftness Potion for longer than your Blessing of Protection is up. Then just go ahead and drop down here. I use a Divine Favor Holy Light to get my health back, and then make sure you reapply your Greater Blessing of Wisdom to get that mana regen. So all the mobs are gathered up. Looks like we've got some Guardians coming in here. I'm going to want to pull them along with these Dimitrodons, so I'm going to drop a rank 1 Consecration. And then these should all just be pulled just by running through them. If not, you can always just judge them. There's a chance that these lizards will silence you, so if that's the case, you'll just have to body pull the rest of the mobs. And then I'm going to pull this last group with a Judgment. At this point, you will probably get a Hydra or two, which is totally fine. You'll end up killing them in the kill phase. Definitely doable. It is unfortunate because they can knock you back quite a ways, so try not to gather too many of them if it's possible. Again, the Swiftness Zanza is required here. I want to try this pull without a Swiftness Zanza, and instead by speccing into Retribution for Pursuit of Justice. This will mean that I'll likely not take anything from Protection, and instead try to keep the same Holy Talent build. So because I used the my Swiftness Potion earlier, I won't be able to pull an extra pack up here. Oh, I fell down. This is unfortunate. I'm going to kite them around for a little bit, wait for my Swiftness Potion to come back, and then I'm going to use my Divine Shield, wait for them to kind of gather up on me. Then I'm going to zoom away with another Swiftness Potion. So that you have the Swiftness Potion, this kind of, if things go wrong, you're able to use them to get away from mobs. It's nice to have some bubbles. I'm going to see if I can pull this pack. Oh, my Dynamite's off cooldown, so I won't be able to pull those. That's okay. So we've only missed one pack so far along with those some rock elementals, so it's not the end of the world. Unfortunate thing is I did use my Divine Shield. It should be up again by the kill phase, but we will see. You only need a Blessing of Protection to gather up the mobs at the slimes, so that should be just fine. Continue to Holy Shock yourself during this part to get yourself up. And then try to take longer routes to try to collapse the mobs a little bit. You will have a ton of distance between them at this point. The only thing is that the Hydras will get a bit ahead of them. So at this part right here, once you hit the water, all the mobs but the Hydras will stop chasing you. So they'll get some distance on the rest of the mobs. You also want to make sure that your Swiftness Potion will be up for this next part. So I should be fine. I've got 30 seconds left. So I'm not too worried. I'd recommend not pulling Shamblers, not the Lurkers here, the Shamblers, because the Shamblers will heal themselves as you go through the rest of the dungeon in the kill phase. So try not to pull them unless you absolutely have to. I pulled that Lurker with a Holy Shock. I'm going to stun that one. I'm going to drop a Consecration here. Probably throw a Dense Dynamite there. And use Holy Shock on that one. Looks like I got all of them. Excellent. Drop a rank 1 Consecration there. Now you want to make sure you have enough health to drop down. Here, it takes about 500 health away. So I like to just Holy Shock, get myself up a little bit there. See, most of the mobs are pretty close to me. I'm gonna go and drop down. Pull these with a Judgment. Oh my goodness, almost didn't do it. I'm gonna pop my Divine Favor. You want to heal yourself up. Try to kite the mobs a little bit, gather them all up, let them collapse, and then pop your Blessing of Protection. Wait for them to gather, and then use a Swiftness Potion to run away. Make sure you reapply your Blessing of Wisdom. Now all the mobs are nice and tightly gathered. Go ahead and pull those with a Judgment. You can pull these slimes with a Holy Shock. And then I like to pull these with a Rough Dynamite. You want to save your seal or your Hammer of Justice for a mob later on. You can pull those with a rank 1 Exorcism. Try to avoid this lurker. It will pull automatically. They can stun you. I like to pull that sludge with a Holy Shock. There's another lurker here. You're going to want to Hammer of Justice that. You can judge these sludges or just run through them. Exorcism the satyrs in the corner, and then go ahead and drop a rank 1 Consecration on those Tanglers. You can use your Judgment on that Tangler. You can just hit that one, run through here, drop a rank 1 Consecration to pull those stealth mobs. You should be able to Judgment that mob, and then you got to make this jump. And now we're going to be able to pull some additional mobs. If I didn't make that jump, we wouldn't have been able to, so I'm glad that I did. You want to come through here. You can get these mobs in here, so I like to do a Exorcism, a Holy Shock, and then you can pull that Stomper with a Judgment. You can probably use rank 1 Consecration for that mob. You can use... you're not going to have Holy Shock up in time for that mob, but that's fine. We're just going to end up missing him. Get your Judgment ready again. You can pull that Tangler down there with a Holy Shock. And then try to avoid these mobs, just to avoid getting hit by them. They will pull eventually, like such. You can use Exorcism on those mobs in the corner. You can judge that Tangler. And I got hamstrung, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Swiftness Potion to get away. This should make it so that I can pull these mobs here with an Exorcism in the corner while I still have the Swiftness Potion ready. Be ready to use Blessing of Freedom on yourself if you get hamstrung like that. It is possible. Unfortunate, but it is possible. Now you're going to want to wait until most of the mobs have come through the bridge. I like to take this long route. Jump over here. You can pull these by just being close to them. Then I like to drop a rank, actually a Consecration right there. And then the mobs will run over it. You can Exorcism that mob. Get your Divine Favor ready. Drop a rank 1 Consecration there. And jump down. Go ahead and cleanse yourself. I like to make my way to this little corner here to heal myself. And now you're going to want to cast your Divine Shield, max rate Consecration, use your Zanza Hero Charm, go ahead and Holy Wrath, use it as Dynamite. At this point, all the mobs, all of the imps should be dead. And now you've got all the mobs nice and tightly grouped. So you can jump back up and start doing this Consecration kiting strategy. So you drop a Consecration, and then hop back down here, and then just kind of run back and forth. Get the mobs to run over it. You want to see if you can keep this up for about 30 seconds or until your next bubble is off of cooldown. If it won't be, you can just make one more lap. So I'm going to hop up here, do it one more time. I'm actually going to pull him. I'll drop a rank 1 Consecration there. And now my next bubble is off of cooldown. Holy Shock myself. I'm gonna drop a rank 1 Consecration there, just get some extra damage out. Now I'm gonna jump down. I still have my Swiftness Potion ready. I think I've used 4 this run. Just gonna make sure my other character is jumping. I'm gonna drop a rank 1 Consecration there. And then I'm gonna jump back on this reset spot. When there's about half of them on either side, I'm gonna bubble, jump, and use Consecration once again. You can use Holy Wrath one more time. Oh, I got booped. So if you get booped like that, you're gonna end up having to do a lap. And what this means is you're basically just gonna have to kite the mobs in the pattern that I will show you. You can continue to drop Consecrations to get some more damage if you have the mana for it. I'm just going to drop a rank 1. But when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're healing yourself. I got lucky there that was a crit. And right here, you're just going to want to regen some mana. I'm looking at about 17 minutes right now. So it was unfortunate that I got booped there. Most of the mobs are less than half health. So we're actually doing okay. We may have to do one more lap. You'll see we got some mobs right here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Consecration, try and kill some of them. Looks like I got stunned there. I got hamstrung again. So there's definitely some times where you can have some pretty scary moments. Try to get yourself ready to take some more damage here. Try to wait as long as you can before heading through, because some mobs might hit you if they're under the bridge. I'm going to go ahead and drop a rank 1 Consecration. I think I'm going to have to mana pot here as soon as I'm able to. I'm going to be able to heal myself, it looks like. So I'm going to drop a max rank Consecration there. Get some more damage out. Jump down. So my bubble's up in 48 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. I'm going to exorcism that trickster. Drop a Consecration. And then hop over onto the reset spot. At this point I have enough health so that I can withstand another little onslaught here. Because you're going to want to do one more route here. I got hamstrung once again. Man, getting unlucky with the hamstrings. There's a previous question about whether or not having a like dealing damage to mobs every 30 seconds or so is going to allow them to give max XP. It looks like we're getting max XP still on my other tune here. So I'm not really sure what the problem is there. I ended up stunning that Shambler because he can regen and it kept him in the Consecration. I'm also getting a Mana Potion here. Get some more mana back. I'll drop a rank max rank Consecration there because my Divine Shield is up again. So we're going to be able to do a lot more damage here. I'm going to wait for the mobs to be equal on each side. Then I'm going to Divine Shield, jump up here, Consecration, use my Zealot Hero Charm, use my Holy Wrath, use my Dense Dynamite, drop another Consecration, and now most of the mobs should be dead. Wait for them to kind of get back, then we can do some more Consecration kiting, so I'm going to drop one there. Then we can kite those Shamblers. The Shamblers are the ones we need to worry about. Hoping to get them down. I stunned the one that was getting... Oh, I got stunned. This might be it. still alive. Great. Gotta heal myself. The Holy Light. The Hydra ended up dying. That's great. The Shambler's there. I think at this point I'm just gonna go ahead and face tank them. Able to kill that Shardling. Now kill these. And we'll look at the kill count. Final kill count was 302. So not bad. Now I'm going to go to my other screen and kind of show you, this was the character that I was using. See how much experience I got there. So 34,000 XP. 300 mobs in 20 minutes. This is again with only uh, one additional person in the group with me. So pretty good actually. Um, and yeah, did it in just over 20 minutes. And definitely possible as a paladin, even with some unfortunate issues where I got hamstrung 3-ish, 4 times. I got booped off the platform by one of the Hydras. Did have to use some extra Swiftness Potions. I think I used 4 this run. I used a Mana Potion. I used probably 2 or 3 Dense Dynamite, or Rough Dynamite, and 2 Dense Dynamite. So I also had my Swiftness of Zanza up, and yeah, overall, honestly, it was a pretty smooth run, except for having to do that extra little lap. If you don't have to do that, it's a lot easier, just because with these bubbles coming off cooldown at the right times, it ends up working out great. Um, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see, we got, like I said, about 34,000 experience, 302 mobs, and we missed 2 packs, so we could have gotten, I think we could have gotten 2 additional rock elemental packs and an additional boar pack if we didn't get unlucky with some slows. So it was in about 20 minutes. He was in here for a bit longer than my paladin was, so probably more like 19 minutes. Definitely doable and definitely pretty fun. Bit tougher than the mage one in terms of survivability, but you can definitely do it on a paladin. Big shout out to Tage over on the Paladin Discord for showing how he does his pulls. I learned this pull from him, so all props go to him. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.